After Black Cat goes after Venom for bad-mouthing her ex-boyfriend, Felicia decides to avenge Spider-Man with a flying kick right in Brock's back. However, as soon as she realizes that Venom was actually going to help some guards who were made to be prisoners, Black Cat regrets the moment she chose to seek revenge. But Venom quickly retorts, saying that he will kill her. The two then fight briefly, but eventually Felicia manages to kick him into an oil truck, causing an explosion that drives the symbiote away. However, as soon as she sees that the thieves from earlier were escaping, she decides to help and stops the two, which Venom sees and thanks her, thus deciding not to kill her to return the favor. Black Cat then finishes telling his story at the bar and Scorpion laughs, saying that Venom is not scary but rather weak, but Barbin soon interrupts him and says that he also has a story. He then begins to tell the time that Venom invaded his bar, breaking everything, looking for someone to fight, and that day Wolverine was there. He immediately complains that Venom spilled his drink. The two then begin to insult each other and Venom immediately attacks, which Wolverine only dodges, then piercing him in the chest and throwing him on the counter. Logan then says goodbye, but Venom, now super angry, grabs him from behind and begins to tear Wolverine apart, ripping out his heart. However, Logan quickly regenerates and returns to the fight, continuing the fight for a while longer. Eventually, Wolverine corners Venom and says that a long time ago they gave him a second chance, and that now he was giving Venom that chance, deciding not to kill him and leave. Shocker then asks if these stories were to make Venom scary, or just to tell how much he has been beaten up, to which the bartender replies that few people have the courage to mess with Wolverine. Scorpion then becomes even more indignant and says that Venom is nothing. He even calls him Diet Spider-Man and that he would finish him off if he had the chance. But that's when another man appears and says he's seen Venom fight the Fanatic. In this story, he says that once while at work, he saw the Fanatic fighting Venom on the street in front. And while he tells everyone in the bar that the Fanatic finished him off without any difficulty, through his flashback, we see that Venom actually completely humiliated the Fanatic, throwing him off buildings and ending the fight by throwing him into the basement, which is where he met the man from the bar, later threatening to finish him off if he told anyone what he saw. However, hearing the false version of the story where the Fanatic won, Scorpion is even more amused by that, stating again that Venom was a failure. But as soon as he finishes speaking, a familiar voice calls his name from behind, and as soon as Scorpion turns around, he comes face to face with Venom himself, grabbing him with his tongue, saying,